This is the second part of lesson 12.3 and 12.5 combined. This is going to be the lesson 12.5 part, which is on volume for pyramids and cones. So it turns out that the volume of a pyramid is 1/3 the area of the base times the height. So remember that a prism volume is area of the base times the height. So basically, a pyramid would be 1/3 the volume if the bases of the prism and the pyramid were the same and the heights were the same. The volume of the pyramid would be 1/3 the volume of the prism. So it takes, if you were to fill these up with water, it takes 3 of these pyramids to fill up a prism that is the same base and height. Okay, it would take 3 of those to fill up the prism with the same base area and with the same height. Okay, and then for a cone, the volume of a cone is 1/3 base height also. And since the base area is pi r squared because it's a circle, the formula for a cone is 1/3 pi r squared times the height. So for a cone, volume is 1/3 pi r squared h. For a pyramid, volume is 1/3 base height. So a cylinder, the volume is pi r squared h. So this cone would have, if the circles were the same diameter and the heights were the same in the cone and the cylinder, it would take 3 of these cones to fill up a cylinder. Not the best circles, okay. So a cylinder that has the same height, that's supposed to be a right cylinder, not the greatest picture, and the same base area here. It would take, again, 3 of those to fill up that cylinder. Okay, so for these problems, since we know that the volume formula is 1/3 area of the base times the height, I always write this down first because it's really easy to start getting caught up in the base height calculation and forget to divide by 3. So I always write that at the beginning and then I go and worry about the base. Now, this is a triangular base. If you look very carefully, you can see that this is actually a regular triangle. So remember that the base area, it's a regular, so you can do 1/2 AP. You can do, divide it into a 360/90, do 1/2 base height. But my preference is s squared root 3 over 4 because we know that the side length is 3. So it'll be 9 root 3 over 4 feet squared. Okay, so that's going into here, 1/3 times 9 root 3 over 4. Now remember, h means the height. Oh yeah, by the way, the height here does not mean the slant height. Okay, so it's still the same way that height was used in prisms and in cylinders. So the height here is the 8 feet, the perpendicular distance between the base and the vertex of the pyramid. So this is 8 over 1. Okay, so we've got 4 goes in there twice, and then 3 goes in there 3 times. So if we multiply, we'll have 6 root 3 feet cubed is our volume. Now, these only asked us for volume, so we didn't have to worry about finding the surface area on these problems. Okay, for number 2, a right pyramid with a regular hexagonal base. So volume is 1/3 base area times the height. Now, base area. This is a hexagon. So I'm going to draw the aerial view of the hexagon. remember that 360 divided by 6 is 60 degrees, and when you cut that in half, 30 degrees is this angle measure right here, and then you got your 60 over here. So since the side length, the base edge length is 6, that means this would be 3, and your apothem is going to be 3 root 3. Okay, so for this one I'm going to use area of a regular polygon is 1/2 apothem perimeter. So 1/2 times 3 root 3. And then the perimeter is 6 on a side times 6 sides, so 36. And that would be 18 times 3 root 3 is 54 square root of 3. And that's in feet squared. So for our volume, we'll have 1/3 times 54 root 3. And then the height is 18. So notice this is a regular height, 18 feet. So 1/3 of 18 is 6. And then if we multiply that, we'll have 6 times 54 root 3 is 324 square root of 3. And the label would be in feet cubed. That's a volume. Okay, now if you were asked to find surface area for these problems, remember you would have to calculate the slant height, and to get the slant height you would have to draw in. So again, you can either draw to the radius and use the base edge, sorry, the lateral edge, or you can go to the midpoint of the side there with the apothem and then the slant height. So for this one, you would have to use that is 3 root 3, and you would have to use that one's 18, and you would do the Pythagorean theorem to find the slant height. Now that's only if you're looking for a lateral area and surface area, because volume you don't need the slant height. Volume you just need the regular height. Okay, now same thing in a cone. Inside of a cone you can draw those right triangles also. We're looking for the volume of this cone. Now, volume is 1/3 base area times the height. So base area is circled, so it's pi r squared. The radius is 10 feet, so it's pi times 100. 100 pi feet squared. Oops, I really want to do that. 100 pi feet squared. Okay, so the height, well, we don't know the height. That's this length right here. What we do know is this is a radius, it's 10. We know that this slant height is 26. And we're looking for this height. Excuse me. Okay, so you can do the Pythagorean theorem, but I'm going to use the fact that 10 something 26 is a Pythagorean triple. So that'd be 5, 12, 13 if you simplified it. So when you multiply it back up by 2, that makes this 24. So the volume be 1/3, area of the base is 100 pi, and then the height is 24. So that is the height. 1/3 of 24 is 8, which gives you 800 pi feet cubed. Here's your volume. Now again, if there was a cylinder that had a base area of 100 pi and a height of 24, it would have a volume 3 times the volume of this cone. Okay, and then use the given measurements to solve for x. X is just the height of the cone. Volume is 1/3. Area of the base times the height. So 105 equals 1/3. Now base area is pi r squared. So it's 25 pi. So 1/3 times 25 pi times the height. I'm going to multiply both sides by 3 to get rid of that 1/3. So that's 315 equals 25 pi times h. And then divide both sides by 25 pi. Now remember that when you enter this in the calculator, you need to put parentheses or else do it in 2 steps. So 315 divided by 25 and then divided by pi. So if you do it in 2 steps, it would be 315 divided by 25 is 12.6, and then divide by pi is going to give you approximately 4.0 centimeters. And you could always double check that by plugging it back in up here and checking that it gives you a volume of 105 cubic centimeters. So this is the end of lesson 3, 12.3 and 12.5 combined.